My name is Richard Murray, and I'm the Division Chair for Biology and Biological Engineering here at Caltech. Let me start by thanking you for joining us today as the Caltech community dedicates Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen Neuroscience Research Building. As the chair of the Division of Biology and Biological Engineering, I'm excited about the opportunities that this new building creates for amplifying and accelerating our research efforts in neuroscience, as well as allowing us to continue to support and attract the outstanding students, postdocs, faculty, and staff that make Caltech such a special place. If you've been watching the building construction over the past few years, or have been able to walk around the building now that it's finished, I think you'll agree that the building is a fantastic addition to the campus. At the southeast corner of Delmar and Wilson, the building creates an impressive new gateway to Caltech. Today, more than 800 faculty, staff, students, alumni, neighbors, and friends have tuned in to celebrate the dedication and promise of this exciting new research facility, despite being dispersed around the country and around the globe by the current coronavirus pandemic. I'd like to express my gratitude to the community that's gathered here in celebration of this addition to our campus. Today's dedication represents much more than the opening of a new research building. It also marks the next chapter of the Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen Neuroscience Institute at Caltech, founded in 2016 to support cutting-edge research on better understanding of the brain, and now housed in the new Chen Neuroscience Research Building. Today, we will hear from the donors who made the work at the Chen Institute and the new research facility possible, Tianqiao Chen and Chrissy Luo, as well as from Caltech President Thomas Rosenbaum, David Anderson, the director of the Chen Institute at Caltech, and others. We're also pleased to offer you an insider's preview into the building. Now, please join me as we hear more about the impact and promise of the Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen Neuroscience Institute. Afterwards, we'll hear from Pasadena's Mayor, Victor Gordo. Thank you again, and I hope you enjoy the program.
If you want to save people, if you want to reduce their suffering, you need to understand the secret of the brain.
The Chens saw me give an interview on television in Singapore.
A paralyzed man was able to move a robotic arm using mind control. We found that just fascinating.
So we flew to Caltech. We appreciate Caltech's laser focus and the vision very much aligned.
To understand the fundamental workings of the brain and to translate that understanding into applications that improve people's lives today.
We think, that's it. That's what we are looking for.
At the Chen Institute, we draw diverse scientists from all over campus.
Advancing fundamental knowledge in very different disciplines.
To probe the limits of what we can do. The Chens were quite clear that they wanted to give us the wherewithal to ask big questions.
It allows you to really plan and dream.
To embrace risk and long-term thinking that is absolutely necessary to solve very difficult problems in neuroscience.
Understanding the basic science and then translating that into technologies that can benefit humanity.
It's really a unique experiment.
It starts with thinking about single neurons from the most fundamental physics, if you will, up through chemistry and biology into the social sciences.
That insight into how the unbroken brain works will help us devise new and better ways of diagnosing and treating the broken brain.
The Chen Institute's had a huge impact already.
Tianqiao and Chrissy emphasize excellence.
Making things possible that would have been next to impossible.
Providing seed funding to allow researchers to test new and risky ideas.
Through the Chen Innovator Grant, we fund graduate students to carry out their crazy ideas.
That's spawned a number of new directions of study.
They really give power to graduate students. They let you run wild with your ideas.
They give first years the ability to be Chen Fellows,
supporting you with the community and making sure that you can have interdisciplinary conversations.
We want to inspire more and more young people to join this field of neuroscience.
Taking WAVE students, underrepresented minority students for summer study.
Producing the next generation of scientists. That's a very important thing.
through our retreats, through our monthly social hours, Saturday workshops, as well as our annual Chen Symposium. The Institute has been building community.
Because it's community and interactions that really provide the potential for major breakthroughs.
The Chen Institute has this enormous potential to be very transformative.
And the neuroscience building will accelerate all of the programs that have already begun.
To have all of those people in those different departments and divisions live under one roof, I think it'll take that efficiency to the next level.
And push the research in directions they might not otherwise have gone.
This is an important time to focus on the neuroscience research.
We feel that responsibility. We have to do this. This is something pressing and urgent that we cannot ignore.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Victor Gordolo, and I have the tremendous honor and privilege of serving as Pasadena Mayor. On behalf of the City of Pasadena, the Pasadena City Council, and the residents of Pasadena, congratulations and best wishes to President Tom Rosenbaum, all of the Caltech faculty and staff, and of course, to Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen on an exciting new building and an effort that is sure to change the world. My hope for the knowledge and scientific breakthroughs by the great minds that will be housed at the Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen Neuroscience Building and Institute will be that ultimately we'll see changes that could improve the lives of not just residents of Pasadena or even residents of this great country, but will change the lives of people throughout the world. This is a place that we anticipate scientists and engineers, some of the greatest minds in the world, will look into the secrets of the brain. As Professor David Anderson has said, by understanding the brain, we can understand the broken brain. What an important goal for all of us and for humanity to take this effort up. Caltech, in so many ways, makes Pasadena a destination for science, scientists, engineers, and students and staff members to support these efforts. And Caltech, of course, enriches the life and the life experience of Pasadenans far and beyond. I want to express very much also how this building is going to enhance the surrounding neighborhood. So the physical plant is as important as the great work and science that will occur within the building. And I want to recognize and thank Caltech for understanding the importance of that issue as well. I also want to once again thank Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your commitment to science, your commitment to humanity, and for your support of one of the great jewels of science, if not the greatest jewel of science and education, our partners here at Caltech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Gordo. My name is Viviana Gradinaro. I'm a professor of neuroscience and biological engineering at Caltech, and I am one of the Chen Center directors. I have to say that when I look at the Chen building on campus, a clear image comes to mind, and is that of a trampoline. And it reminds me that in science, we have to make leaps of faith. We have to jump high. And you do jump much higher on a trampoline. And you jump much higher on one that has a safety net, and one that's big enough and welcoming of others and other opinions and ways to look at scientific process. And this is what the Chen family provided us with. I want to thank you in the name of all of the Chen Center directors and the broader neuroscience community at Caltech. Thank you, Tianqiao and Chrissy, for your generosity and vision, and for allowing us the safety net that allows us to jump high and hopefully benefit our local community in Pasadena and beyond that, have an impact worldwide. Thank you again. And now I'll pass it on to Dr. Steve Mayo, former division chair of the Biology and Biological Engineering Division at Caltech. Thank you.
Thanks, Viviana. It's with profound joy that I find myself here today to celebrate the dedication of the Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen Neuroscience Research Building. Our journey to this point started more than 10 years ago with a vision to develop facilities that would propel Caltech bioscience into the future. But it wasn't until the coming together of Caltech's neuroscience community with the Chen's vision that the true purpose of what we needed to build revealed itself. It was amazing to see how similar our views were for the future of neuroscience. The Chen's vision of pursuing basic research aimed at elucidating the fundamental principles of how the brain works, leveraging this understanding to create new treatments for brain disorders, and imagining a future where the human brain itself could be enhanced is nothing short of audacious. Similarly, Caltech is leveraging its historical strength in neuroscience and its unique approach to interdisciplinary research to tackle what are certainly some of the greatest questions of our time. How is our impression of the world around us encoded in the brain? How does this internal representation of the world get translated into the experiences of our daily lives? What is consciousness? And ultimately, what does it mean to be human? Caltech neuroscientists are eager to pursue these questions and more, and we are immensely grateful to have the Chens as our partner on this epic quest. First and foremost, the Chen Neuroscience Research Building was designed to enhance interactions among the neuroscience groups across campus and will house labs from at least 3 different academic divisions. The auditorium, ample formal and informal interaction spaces, a neuroscience teaching lab, and centralized facilities will draw in researchers and collaborators from across campus and from the neuroscience community beyond Caltech. This is also an opportune time to acknowledge the extraordinary gift from the Chens that led to the creation of the Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen Institute for Neuroscience at Caltech. Although the home of the Chen Institute at Caltech is in the building whose dedication we're celebrating today, the Institute itself goes well beyond the physical boundaries of the building and embraces neuroscience broadly across campus. Powered by the Chen Institute, the Chen Neuroscience Research Building is destined to become a new mecca for neuroscience research and discovery. Finally, I want to express my deep personal gratitude for having had the privilege to work with the Chens on this incredible project. It was the highlight of my time as division chair. I look forward to being reminded of this every time I experience this beautiful building. And now I would like to introduce Professor David Anderson, Director of the Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen Institute for Neuroscience at Caltech. David?
Good afternoon. This is a very exciting day for me and my colleagues, and I'm delighted that you can join us. I'd like to give you my perspective on this wonderful event as the director of the Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen Institute for Neuroscience at Caltech. Unlike most universities, Caltech has no department of neurobiology or neuroscience. Most of our neuroscience faculty are in the Division of Biology and Biological Engineering, together with geneticists, immunologists, and structural biologists. There are also neuroscientists scattered across the other 5 academic divisions at Caltech, in humanities and social sciences, in chemistry and chemical engineering, in physics, math, and astronomy, in engineering and applied sciences, and yes, even in geology and planetary sciences. Prior to the formation of the Chen Institute, therefore, neuroscience had no home at Caltech. Now it has one. Since its inception in 2016, with the founder's wonderful gift, the Chen Institute has provided an opportunity to create a nexus for the neuroscience community at Caltech through its programs of grants, symposia, workshops, fellowships, social hours, and retreats. It has catalyzed new interdisciplinary research and attracted top students and scientists to study and work here. Everyone and anyone at Caltech who wishes to affiliate themselves with the Chen Institute and its community of neurosciences is welcome. Thanks to the Institute, we now have a vibrant community of neuroscientists from across the entire spectrum of scientific disciplines. Now, our Institute Without Walls finally has a physical home, the beautiful Chen Neuroscience Research Building. By bringing neuroscientists together in the same physical space, together with researchers in genomics, systems biology, artificial intelligence, and other disciplines, the building will amplify and expand the work of the Chen Institute. Its beautiful, open, interactive spaces and long sight lines means that someone on the third floor can spot a colleague downstairs on the second floor at a glance and run down and have a coffee with them to discuss their latest idea. If this building is successful, as I'm sure it will be, in 5 years, we will be able to look back and point to exciting new research that wouldn't have been conceived without the building. Truly, its central open cavity should be a physical womb for incubating and birthing new scientific ideas and discoveries. So on behalf of my fellow center directors and colleagues, I want to thank Tianqiao and Chrissy once again for creating this lovely new home for neuroscience at Caltech and for providing the resources to make it thrive. Finally, we have a place to look at, point, and say, this is where the study of the brain lives at Caltech. And this is where we train the next generation of researchers to unlock its mysteries. I invite all of you to visit the building in person when it's safe to do so. Walk its gardens, revel in its open spaces, wonder at its architecture, and say hello to the bright young people in the building whose brilliant minds are illuminating the inner workings of your brain. I'd now like to introduce Dr. Tom Rosenbaum, Professor of Physics and the President of the California Institute of Technology. Thank you.
This is a day of celebration, of thanks, and of optimism for the future. We dedicate together a remarkable new building, which will bring together researchers from every corner of the campus and ultimately every corner of the world, to plumb the mysteries of the brain. In so doing, we will deepen our understanding of biological structure, function, and evolution, of fundamental neurobiology translated into clinical strategies and medical therapies, of human behavior, interactions, and well-being. The Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen Neuroscience Research Building is the instantiation of the desire to discover fundamental truths and to use that understanding to improve people's lives. And what a research building it is. It has state-of-the-art laboratories, but also very human gathering spaces, skylights, and gardens, where serendipitous scientific encounters can launch new collaborations and reveal unexpected research directions. It is a gateway both to the Caltech campus and to breakthroughs to come. There is a Chinese proverb that a single tree does not make a forest. A single string cannot make music. When I first came to Caltech, I met with David Anderson, who described his vision for neuroscience at Caltech, the possibilities that were not yet realized. Not long after that, I learned from Richard Anderson both about his remarkable progress on brain-machine interfaces and prosthetics for paralyzed patients, and importantly, his interaction with Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen. It quickly became apparent that we shared a vision with the Chens, and together as partners, we have been able to assemble the strings and create the music of the mind. The Chen Neuroscience Research Building is our orchestra hall, and here special call-outs to Steve Mayo for his leadership and Kevin Zhu for his generosity are essential. Most of all, thank you, Tianqiao and Chrissy, for your belief in us, for your generosity, for your partnership with Caltech, and on a personal note, for your friendship. There are so many others in the Caltech community who wish to thank you, Tianqiao and Chrissy, that we have a video to commemorate the moment.
Hello, Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen. My name is Marcos Gallo.
My name is Annie Erickson.
My name's Dean Mobbs.
My name is Ray Lunding.
This is Richard Murray.
Asita Emma.
Alex Farhang. Varun Wadia.
Michael Shapiro.
This is Sang Yani, a Chen Graduate Fellow.
It is a pleasure to be able to say thank you.
Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you for all of your support.
Thank you for making it possible to create a community for neuroscientists at Caltech.
For allowing us to act upon our dreams.
For helping to make my PhD possible.
Thank you, Tianqiao and Chrissy, for challenging us.
For having the vision to fund such an amazing gateway building.
For trusting us and taking the risk to allow us to be your partner in this great endeavor.
Your gift to Caltech will enable us to come together and drive neuroscientific discovery to the next level.
Has really changed the way that people think about the types of questions they can even answer.
Helping us pursue crazy, far-out ideas that have the potential to change the world.
Your engagement is always a source of energy and excitement for all of us.
After every single major paper from my lab, I've gotten an email encouraging me and congratulating me. It's really been super meaningful.
As the programs coordinator, I get to see firsthand what a difference your gift has made to graduate students, postdocs, faculty, and staff. It has enabled us to build this fantastic community.
The Chen Institute has personally enriched my life.
As a graduate student, I am grateful for your support.
It's given me a lot of flexibility to continue my exciting research.
The Chen Institute makes me feel inspired.
You didn't just simply give me a grant. You created a community of interdisciplinary young innovators. And we challenge and support each other to be better scientists and better people.
And also, I want to highlight the Chen Institute symposiums, which I've really enjoyed.
I'm so glad that I can be the part of the progress, thanks to your generous support.
Opening this building is a major milestone for everyone in neuroscience community.
The building makes me feel empowered.
Thank you for the great interactive spaces.
Space to think and do things that other places don't choose to.
To create something bigger than what we all have individually right now.
Just an amazing project to be a part of, and a privilege and an honor.
People change the world only if they work together. And this gorgeous building will facilitate that.
Neuroscience has no better home in the world.
I really want to thank Chen family for their generous gift.
Thank you, Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for creating this amazing world for us.
And for that, I'm immensely grateful to you.
I look forward very much to working with you in the future.
We're really looking forward to it. It's going to be super exciting.
We have now no excuse. We are ready to go.
Cheers to many years of successful neuroscience at Caltech, supported by the Chen Institute.
Cheers to you both.
The brilliant future is waiting for us.
Wow, many thanks to everyone who took part in this video. Mayor Gordo and President Rosenbaum, Richard Murray, Steve Mayo, also to David Anderson, Viviana, and the other TCCI center directors and staff. And of course, David Tyrrell, Ed Stauber, and other members of Caltech leadership. Last but certainly not least are the students who we always love hearing from. Caltech always does things so well, and this is no exceptions. Only the team at Caltech could design and build such a building exactly on time and on budget. I have never seen this before, and I think Steve Mayo and the team deserve a medal for this.
Yeah, that's so true. Even in the middle of the pandemic, you've created a ceremony and these videos which make us feel like we are just there.
Yeah.
That said, nothing is as good as the real thing. So we can't wait, to travel and visit the building and sit in the same room with all of you.
Yeah, as you heard in the video, our journey together started years ago when we saw Richard Anderson's work in the news in Singapore. It caught our attention and our imagination, thinking about a man controlling a robotic arms with his mind was incredible to us. Then, when we met Richard in person, and we were even more amazed to hear that he thought people might be control the whole robots with their minds within our lifetime. It was the confidence that really appealed to us. At the time, Caltech didn't have a real neuroscience department. We were trying to make our final decision. And when I asked Ed Stopper what others would think when they read the news about this donation, and he said right away that people would know the neuroscience was about to change because Caltech always means business. After that, we heard David Anderson's vision for this institute: interdisciplinary, collaborative, supporting young scientists, and we were sold. Since then, we have so much enjoyed watching how things have gone over the last few years.
Yeah, everyone at Caltech is doing amazing work. The students, the researchers, and faculties. We are constantly impressed and proud of the steady drumbeat of research coming out of Caltech. One of the many things we liked in the video is that they kept coming back to how the building is going to help facilitate this work. It was always our hope that the building would do this, and watching the film, you can see firsthand how this will work. As Rolf was saying, for example, the fact that experts in very different areas will be sitting next to each other. The open collaboration spaces simply have everyone in the same building will make such a big difference. And then there is the appearance of the building, the large windows and so much light everywhere, the beautiful gardens, the staircases, and one of my favorite things is the copper on the outside of the building, which seems to change throughout the day. And everyone, you can imagine after years how it will develop into a beauty with more depth, just like how our institute will evolve and flourish. It is all have been done so well. You make us really proud on so many levels.
Yeah, we want to thank everyone involved with these buildings. It was our honor to help make it possible. And we were so excited about the work that will be done there over the coming years. And of course, we are really looking forward to being able to walk through this building in person, sometimes, hopefully soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
What would a building dedication be without a ribbon cutting, even if at a distance? Tianqiao and Chrissy, may I ask you to cut the ribbon?
Wow, big moments. I cannot wait.
So exciting.
Yeah, let's start. 3,
3, 2,
2, 1.
The brain is so complicated and so amazing.
Perception, memory,
Language,
general intelligence, single-shot learning,
brain diseases.
The mind. We're dealing with something that is so challenging that there's always going to be this looming background that's very unknown. We're trying to carve out a sort of channel to shine a light through that and move forward.
When you walk into the Chen building, you want to sit down and talk to someone about science.
This 150,000 square foot building has been completed in 3 years, record time for a building of that size.
It brings together so many different elements of what is great about Caltech.
First off, it's beautiful. It's a real jewel.
multiple levels of floor-to-ceiling windows.
Space for laboratories, teaching laboratories, neurotechnology laboratories, an upper garden and a lower garden, provide an opportunity for reflection,
It really feels open and grand.
I definitely think differently when I'm in the building. More creative, you have a sense of freedom.
It has windows. We work in a basement right now. Windows are pretty awesome.
The faculty offices are arranged around the perimeter, people from different disciplines that normally don't mix. And we hope that through casual interactions, new science will appear.
We can knock on each other's doors when we're deeply excited or deeply confused.
And you get a tutorial from the world's expert on that topic.
But then there's also this ability to dream together, right? Like you can talk to your colleagues about some crazy idea and they will say, oh yeah, that's an interesting idea. Let me put my spin on it.
I'm a human neuroscience person flanked by a person working on flies and mice and a person working on robots and AI. I think that interplay will ultimately yield the greatest breakthroughs.
It's like an idea factory.
This building brings together investigators with very different perspectives, using the most modern instrumentation. And its influence we felt across the Caltech community, catapulting progress.
We are trying to understand how life starts. We would be able to recreate the formation of the brain from the very beginning with stem cells.
We want to understand how the brain models the visual world and creates our conscious percept, pushing forward our understanding of the brain as a system.
We've been able to design spaces in the building that really suit the needs that we have to make breakthroughs. In our case, we're interested in sleep. We're building a microscope that can image all neurons in the brain every second.
This is the golden age of social science from the point of view of technology. We can use brain imaging as well as patient populations to improve self-control, health, wealth, and impact people's everyday lives.
We're interested in how insects fly. Ultimately, what we're looking for are specific algorithms that an animal can use to accomplish a goal.
We pioneered this field called spatial genomics to use imaging to do genomics directly in situ, something very crucial to understanding how the cells communicate and how they make decisions.
We are able to fine-tune gene delivery vectors. They can cross the blood-brain barrier, access the deepest areas of the brain to deliver research tools or therapies.
We can show in the laboratory that brain-machine interfaces work. We can measure intent, decode that signal, and use it to control computers or robot limbs. We've also advanced the study now so it not only controls the limb, but it can feel.
I'm actually working to get recordings off of patients that suffer from diseases like depression and epilepsy and try to come up with a paradigm to stimulate the brain to actually help people lead a more normal life.
When I walk up the spiral staircase here in the middle of the building to get to my office and it opens up and I have the skylight above, makes me feel inspired. You have this sense that there are completely unanticipated breakthroughs. I have no idea what they're going to be, but I look forward to being here with them.
We will find things that we could never imagine.
Not only will we gain insight into how we think, how we feel, how we make decisions, but there are opportunities to develop new kinds of medicines to treat disorders like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, autism, and the list goes on.
The Chen building is going to help us enormously. That gives extraordinary scientists the tools to make discoveries and the companionship of colleagues that will force new directions, develop new paradigms.
The gift that they've given will stay with me forever. It's really what it signifies, which is a dream to understand the brain and to understand ourselves.
Because it is so open, it is glass, you can just see inside. There's a sense of the science that we're creating isn't just for us. It doesn't stop there, it continues on, and it will impact millions and millions of people.
I'd like to thank you for attending today's program. I'm excited about the new discoveries ahead, enabled by the facilities in the Chen Neuroscience Research Building, and for the future generation of scientists and engineers who will benefit from the facility. I look forward to visiting my colleagues in the new building and learning about their groundbreaking research, and also when you can come to campus and tour the beautiful new Chen Neuroscience Research Building. Thank you for joining us today. Goodbye.